everybody, I'm Sherry and I'm from Zhejiang province in China. My major is business administration and management. I heard that USF is famous as its business school, so I chose this major and went to USF. And I want to be a traveler or designer in the future. Today I'm going to talk about the stories from three different periods of my life. These stories were three of the most remarkable moments in my life, and those stories had impressive influence to me and changed my mind or even behavior in some ways. The first story I'm going to talk about is bike riding lesson provided from my father, and the second story I'm going to talk about is that old man I know as a gatekeeper, and the third story I'm going to talk about is a cases that I have read from an old file. And the first story I'm going to talk about is the early childhood period, which was an unforgettable bike riding lessons, and also a class of persistence. And when I was in kindergarten, I was not a quiet child. For this reason, my parents took me to take lots of after-school courses such as piano, violin, or even handwriting lessons. Each lesson needed patience a lot, and I were supposed to insist doing them for not so short time. But unconcentrated and active is the nature of child. Small children are hardly to focus on one thing at a long time. So one day, my dad provided me an offer to learn how to ride a bike. I was excited at first time and thought that was not a big deal. But I realized I was wrong after I fall down from the bike over and over again. But my dad pushed me to keep doing it and do not allow me to stop the stupid thing that I have ever done before. I was a little bit hated him at that time until he told me something to me after we finished the practice and go back home. He put his hand on my head and kept down and said, "Existing is the one thing that you have to keep it for your whole life." I was really not understand what was that mean at that age. But when I grow up, I knew the importance of the word, and it will keep around me all the time in the rest of my life. The second story I'm going to talk about is in the period of primary school, which the middle years, and it tells me the simpleness is kind of happiness and is the truth of a happy life. I knew an old man which was the gatekeeper of the central part in my city. His family was rich and wanted him to just quit his job and relax at home. However, he insisted to do something rather than just waste time at home. Therefore, he chose to become a gatekeeper that he thought it was an easy job and interesting. And he used to watering the flowers, picking up the drop letters, or sometimes even doing nothing but watching the happy kid playing on the playground. Which I asked him why he loved doing these things. He said that was his life. not enjoying the retired time at home, but doing something he likes. That's the meaning of life and the truth of happiness. The third story I'm going to talk about is the young adult years, which is tells me the greatest love in the world, the love from our parents. I have been a volunteer at a police station to settle some old files for some cases happened a long time ago, and still we're using papers to record. One of them impressed me a lot. That was a case happening in 1991, which was even older than me. A criminal kidnapped a child and tried to ask his parents for a large amount of money. This is a blackmail. That were most people's first thoughts, but we are wrong. It was a revenge, and actually, the kidnapper was the mother's ex-boyfriend. He loved her so much and begged her to be together with him, but the mom refused him and married with the kid's father's dad. The kid's father. They met, but the ex-boyfriend and the mom met in the streets in some day, and the ex recognized the mother and have an idea to let her out and wanted to be together with her again. After the mom knowing this, she refused again and refused the kidnapper again, and that annoys the kidnapper. He asked the mother for her fourth finger of her left hand because he believed that if he kept that finger, the mother could not be together with other but him. To everyone's surprise, the mother didn't listen to the police warning not to compromise to the kidnapper. She cut off her finger without and from and sent it to the ex. He was shocked by this, and he showed up with the kid and led the police to under arrest him without a word. This case made me feel the great love from mother to protect her baby. And from my point of view, I finally draw the conclusion about all the three stories, which was vital to me and changed my mind and my behavior in some ways. They tell me the importance of persistence and the truth of happiness and parents' great love. And I want to give myself some suggestions, that is, don't ignore any of the experience in my life. They are valuable, and all of them are the most precious treasure in the sailing of our lives. It would be my pleasure if you have any question to discuss with me. That's it.